good evening, our beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You are watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the major stories. The head of state inaugurate the Sugal city. And on the other news, Djibouti Ethiopia transport signing agreement of the integration cross border. And on the international scenes, the DRC joins the East African community. Those were the top stories. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, inaugurated this Thursday morning a group of housing units that were financed and built by the Suji company for the issuance of cards. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, was received by the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamel Mohammed and the member of the government. The number of these housing units is about 219 with an estimate amount of more than 3 billion. It was named City Sugal in an hour of community. The company's first president, the late Mohammed Sugal Bahdun. This initiative is part of the government's effort to provide adequate housing for citizens and to get rid of slums. The President of the Republic cut the ribbon with the President of the company importing that Mr. Abdurrahman Musa. The Sugal city is delighted and designed with respect to the environment. It has the codes of the local architectures for an optimal integration in its environment that's supporting the soft mobility. The city has modern and innovative standards with a contemporary look, guaranteeing the future occupants a better comfort of life.
rabow isku duubnida dalkeenana noo nimcee dalaalimo nooga yee dalkeenana noo nimcee dalaalimo nooga yee dalkeenana noo nimcee.
Once the ribbon was cut, the President of the Republic and the First Lady made a guided tours these villas of F4 are a duplex and has an outdoor space with a with the parking that illustrate the comfort and as well as was being these future inhabitants. During this visit, the President of the Republic congratulated the President of the import community, Kat Sujik, for this initiative and for their vision focus on the welfare and to close this project. The President and the First Lady have made a tour for a general view.
haddaan kaa dhicin dhurwaagiyakii uuni qaatee ku dhaafsani waxaan dhunta qoynay dhabtiimayay mid ku dhashay oo dhawaaqan ku hadli waabee.
The national television camera monitored the impression and reaction of participants as the head of the Sojik Cat Company. He expressed his satisfaction with the inauguration of the housing unit. The president of Sojik, Mr. Abdurrahman Musa, said that today I am very happy and thankful the President of the Republic and the First Lady. He said that this house is composed of 290 villas designed for the shareholders of the company. These villas composed of F4 are the duplex has an outdoor space with a parking space. He said that this house is composed of 290 designed for skate holders and will space the parking. It has the parking space. He concluded. After that, a lottery was conducted by the company's officials aiming at how to obtain the housing allocated to the company's member. Other news now, heading a high-level delegation of the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, participate in the activities of the third ministerial conference of the intergovernmental authorities on development of the education and refugees, returnee, and hosted communities in Addis Ababa. The delegation include the Executive Secretary of National Office for the Relief and of Refugees and Affiliate People, Mr. Hussein Hassan Darar. The conference will be held under the title Inclusive Education for Refugees, Retainees and Host Communities in the presence of the Education Minister and member states. The conference aims to create an environment conducive to the inclusive, high quality and accessibility education for refugees and also communities. The conference also discussed action plan on the education in the region and conference held in Djibouti in December 2021. The conference was also attended by the representative of the Ministry of Education and Vocational Training of Kenya, Somalia, South Sudan, Uganda, Sudan, and Ethiopia, as well as Djibouti. It should be noted that the member state in the partnership with the Commission actively participate in the implementation of Djibouti declarations on education, refugees, and the community. An event was held in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa to sign a memorandum of understanding of the integration cross-border transport and logistics system between the Djiboutian Ministry of Infrastructure and Equipment and the Ministry of Transport, Logistics and of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. During this agreement, the Minister of Transport and Logistics of Ethiopia, in her speech, praised the progress made in joint activities following the last meeting of the two sides in Djibouti. From our side, the advantage of digitalizations for the transport and logistics sector was discussed. We also agreed to enhance our cooperation in the transport and logistics sector, and through this memorandum related to the integration of logistic and cross-border transport system, all works done and performed online is now digital on the platform, which will allow us the significant save and reduce the cost operation for their part. The prison authorities, Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi, stressed the importance of this agreement for the trade cross-border transport. This integration, he said, will also help the cargo owners in Ethiopia to trace the port step by step documentation process related to the logistic and their cargo, as well as the physical collection of the cargo for them to the port of place in the final delivery. Sure, by the representative of Sharmake Musa Ate, the Finance, Public, Economic and Planning Committee of Housing and of the representative held a session today to discuss the draft law related to approval of a financial account of National Printing Corporation for the year 2019. The government was represented in this session by the Minister of Information in charge of Post and Telecommunication, Mr. Radwan Abdallah, and as it took place in the presence of the Director General of the Corporation. At the conclusion of the session, ideas of the member and committee agreed to refer the financial account for the year 2019 for the next plenary session of the Parliament. The Executive Committee of the Regional Academy of Somali Language held its general conference at the Sheraton Hotel on Thursday. The meeting of the Regional Academy of Somali Language aimed to create a new dynamic in the Academy's program and activities aimed at developing the Somali language, preparing relevant scientific researches in addition to setting a date for the inauguration of the Academy's headquarters. The conference of the Somali Language Regional Academy came after the date of the Academy's president of Regional Academy and the Somali language was established in Djibouti on the initiative of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margeele, in 2013. In an intervention by the committee's experts, he said that the Executive Committee of the Regional Academy of Somali Language extended its thanks to the state of Djibouti, headed by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margeele, who put forward the initiative to stabilize the Regional Academy of Somali Language. His Excellency also contributed to our effort to upgrade the Academy's mission and enhance its relentless effort to develop the Somali language among the community speaking this language. He also added that the activities of the Academy's Executive Committee conference was held on the celebration of the anniversary, writing the Somali language with a big, joyful celebration in the near future, he said. Today, Thursday morning, the military hospital hosted the activities of a scientific day devoted to esophageal cancer. The occasion was presided over by the Chief of General Staff of the National Army Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, with the participation of the senior official of the Army Forces. On his arrival at the hospital, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim was received by the hospital director, Colonel Madian. The scientific conference focused on ways to combat esophageal cancer in the country. The esophageal cancer is the sixth most common causes of cancer deaths worldwide. Infection rates vary in different geographical locations. In some areas, high rates of esophageal cancer may be attributed to tobacco and alcohol use or special dietary habits and obesity. The conference brought together the scientific community in Djibouti and brought medical specialists as well as consultants and surgeons in order to share knowledge and experience. The Chief of the General Staff of the Army Forces, in his speech, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim expressed and said, "It is a pleasure for me to participate in this scientific event." He congratulated the scientific community and those abroad to share their knowledge and experiences to slow the increase in a positive diagnosis of esophageal cancer, he concluded. Under the high patronage of the Chief of General Staff of the Army Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, the Air Forces of National Army Forces today receive 60 classes aircraft from the People's Republic of China. This step comes within an effort to strengthen the Djiboutian Air Force's feet and increase its operational capabilities, thus enabling it to carry out the tasks assigned to fulfill in the past decades. The Presidency of General Staff has initiated a policy aimed at strengthening the military institution in its various bodies and units by modernizing equipment and providing qualitative training for its personnel. It should be noted that the acquisition of these aircraft by the Air Forces came as a result of distinguished cooperation and partnership that existed between our country and the People's Republic of China, which is represented as a gift. During the ceremony, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation signed a partnership agreement with the Chinese ambassador in order to strengthen the existing relation between the two friendly countries. This event took place in the presence of His Excellency the Minister of Budget, the Acting Minister of Defense, Osman Ibrahim Roble, and Chief of General Staff of the National Army Forces. The participant of this occasion took an inspection tour on board the aircraft. This aircraft will be used in particular for Djiboutian battalion. Then they headed to the memorial to the martyrs.
الفرج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب
The Chief of General Staff of the Army Forces in his speech indicated that Djibouti and China have a distinguished relation and cooperation, extending thanks and gratitude to the Chinese ambassador in our country for this support. The Educational Center for Research and Development organized a symposium entitled Palm Agriculture System in the Service of Food Security and Development by the Institute of Life Science in partnership with the Palm team of the Institute for Development Researches in France. Indeed, agriculture constitutes the main economic resources for the rural environment in Djibouti, but the chronic drought in recent years that has caused the decline of the groundwater table and land degradation lead to significant crop losses and severe degradation of plant genetic resources. The government of Djibouti based its food security strategy on the development of agriculture on the basis of a sustainable management of agroeconomic the ecosystem in order to ensure food security for the population. In accordance with the vision of Djibouti 2035, several types of palm trees are used in subsistence farming. Among them are the dates palm that are grown in the oases, and these palm spaces constitute an important food and medical resources and generate significant income. These three are currently being overexploited or misused, resulting in a loss of production and the biodiversity. The objective of the workshop is to discuss innovative solutions to develop new palm-based agricultural systems that are more resilient to the effects of climate change and human pressure. And now in Ali Sabih, the prefect of Ali Sabih region, Mr. Musa Adan Migene, chair at the headquarters of the prefecture, a consultative and coordination meeting with the local merchants to inform them the strict adherence to the prices of basic supplies. This meeting aimed to inform local merchants of the commitment to food prices issued by the Ministry of Commerce, by the Ministry of Trade and Tourism, with an emphasizing or on the not tolerating the inflation's prices because they harm the purchasing power of a family in Al Sabih region. At the end of this meeting, the prefect of Al Sabih, Musa Migene, gave a speech and strict the instructions to traders not to raise prices and for his part, the regional director of the Ministry of Budget in Ali Sabih region and the gendarmerie of police attended this meeting. And now in the region of Tajora, the witness inauguration ceremony of branch of the World Food Programme and UNICEF in Tajora region. The inauguration of the branch took place in the presence of the head of the regional council, Mr. Umar Hussein, and the governor of region, Mr. Hassan Dabale, with the participation of the coordinator of a UN agency in Djibouti and the World Food Programme, and also the UNICEF representative a U.S. Agency for International Development. The inauguration of the new branch of the Northern Region aimed to bringing the service provided by the UN agency closer to the people of Tajura. The United Nations World Food Program is leading a humanitarian organization saving lives, transforming lives, and providing emergency food assistance and working with the community to improve nutrition and build resilience. The program implements emergency and development projects in more than 70 countries around the world in order to break the cycle of poverty by encouraging the supporting educational and health institution and small infrastructure project that the poor can carry out on their own and help refugees return to their homes. In an intervention by the representative of the World Food Program, he said in his speech that the establishment of this new branch of the this new branch of the World Food Program falls within the framework of the cooperation and among the concerned authorities with the support of the effort government of Djibouti to achieve its desired goals. So with this new office accommodating the World Food Program staff will be able to improve our operation under our food assistance and vocation training. The program will also support, she said, the government of Djibouti in the professional file in order to respond to the crisis and drought we are currently experiencing. The World Food Program continues its operation in Djibouti to the most vulnerable groups and refugees and to build capacity of a local public institution. Mr. Umar Hussein, head of the Regional Council of Tajura region, in his speech, he said, I am convinced that developing assistance project will be monitored more closely as they are implemented. The establishment of this branch in the region of Tajura reinforce the government's policy of promoting decentralization and the desire to develop public service in order to bring service closer to the citizens. On the other hand, we face every day many difficulties and challenges such as the influx of hundreds of migrants, even thousands of migrants, because the Jura is one of the busiest crossing points in the both direction. Now moving on to the international scenes, the East African Bloc has approved the membership of the Democratic Republic of Congo during the 90th Extraordinary Summit of the Head of State and Government of the East African Bloc, chaired by Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta. Welcoming the new member of Bloc, President Uhuru Kenyatta said that the admission of the Democratic Republic of Congo into the East African Bloc is a historic event that the demonstrators of resilience of society to expand beyond its social and cultural boundaries into a new people and trade-centric partnership and cooperation that expand opportunities for citizens of the region. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.